Hello YouTube, this is Arya Trayman 2, and today I got a build video that I'm going to be starting on. I'm going to do this a little different than a lot of videos that I've seen. This is going to be a scratch build, but I'm going to start off the video by showing you how I pick what I'm going to use for any given scratch building project. You can see that there's a red and gray building there in the scene. The track that goes next to it is going to be a diesel facility for a couple of small switchers that would just sit there and wait for the next car float job to come by, or the next local to come through and drop off freight cars to be pushed around. The area is not a very big area. The building is set how it's going to go on the layout, so I need to just kind of eyeball it and see what I want to put in the area. I definitely want some kind of lean-to coming off the shed and coming down, but I'm not sure how I want to do that yet. I need an island, I need a fuel crane, sanding equipment, add the details around it, but lots and lots of drops of oil on the ground to make it nice and dirty and greasy and grimy. So, like I said, the first thing I'm going to show you is how... Oh, I found my Digitrax set, by the way. Is how I choose what I'm going to use for the project. I have... you can see all these boxes in here. These are all scratch building supplies. There's the color foam that I've accumulated over the months. A lot of this is from old kits that I've already messed with and built. Here's a piece of gray color foam. This will be the concrete bottom. It's going to be perfect. I'll start with that. Put that over to the side. I got a lot of choosing on stuff I want to use. There's going to be some kind of little maintenance shed, so I want to pick out pieces for that. A piece of wood. There's a dead fly. Okay, the wood, it might be good for a little pump shack or something, so I'm going to keep this piece of wood. If I find more of it, I'll use it. Now, these here are thin strips of cardboard that used to come in the Lipton box of tea. I saved a bunch of them, and then they started making the tea boxes differently, and they started adding these little white, I don't know if you can see them under there. If I move them, they're cardboard rectangles and they're hollowed. Now the tea bags come in there. I saved those as well because I have some great ideas, but these, they're already pre-cut, they're already pre-measured. You know, they're the same thickness on both ends. Could definitely use these for something, so I saved them. But let's stay on task so this video doesn't get too long. Here's a roll-up door piece from a Pike Stuff building. Almost every Pike Stuff building comes with this kind of material. And there's Walther's building materials that looks just like the Pike Stuff products. So, I just saw something I might want to use. And here's a door, but that's, it might be too old for my era. Here's another one. Hey, that's metal. Okay. There's another piece of wood like that one. So I'll put that there and save it. There's windows and different types of wood. Some kind of lattice roof piece. Okay. Now we'll come up here to these boxes. Old kits. Oh, there's my roofing material. Rusted corrugated metal. It's perfect. There's gonna be the roof to my lean-to. I don't know what this is. I think I had lacquer thinner in there or something. Let's get rid of that. Okay. No. Now this is cardboard material with lines drawn on it, not by me. I actually came across this at an estate sale. It's just scribed cardboard. I don't think I'll be using any of that. All kinds of building pieces. This is the part I really like. There's a already made roof. It's a little too big though. Now, this is the kind of building that I like because you know, you never know what you're gonna create until the end. I'm sure a lot of other scratch builders, there's a lot more of that corrugated siding and metal roofing. What you're going to create until you get to the end, and a lot of other scratch builders will tell you the same thing. It's that feeling of accomplishment at the end. Oh, that's paper roofing material. Here's what it looks like when it's done. Like shake shingles, I think they call it. This is very interesting stuff here, but that's also too old for what I'm going for, but I really like that stuff. And this is all wood in here, so I'm gonna put it aside and go through this box. Alright. I like that. I'll use it, I think. All this blue stuff I like. I saw a picture in the Model Railroader magazine of a Milwaukee Road engine house in 1968, and it was that same exact blue color. It looked just like the Pike Stuff single stall engine house. And since I'm doing 1970, 71, 72, I don't know what I want to stick with yet, then I know that that blue will fit right in, but I'm definitely going to paint it. Now there is all kinds of odd stuff in here. There's a pre-cut concrete slab right there, but I love how the color foam works on concrete. It works pretty good. Okay, so I'm going to clean up this mess and show you what I have to work with. And when I come back, it'll just be a split second for you guys. I think I'll have a couple more things picked out. I don't want this video to get too long, because really what I want to do now is find a door real quick of some kind, and then when I get back to you, you'll see how it looks. Okay, so we're back with a seeming supply of parts and pieces, all different kinds, from wood to something store-bought. Since this is going to be a very small fueling and sanding diesel service facility, it's only going to probably service 2 engines at the most. The mainline engines, you see what happened is they come in, they drop off the train, and then the local switchers take over and switch the layout. So you're probably not going to see a lot of mainline stuff on my Milwaukee Road layout, just because it's small. Really, I just want to get it done and get out of the way so I can start on bigger and better things. I have so much space available now. I've started buying up supplies. I have another garage that's attached to the house that's pretty big, and I have it full of supplies. I have plug-ins and the covers and screws and nails and sheetrock and insulation, all kinds of stuff. I just don't have the Romex yet, so I haven't started cleaning out this shop to wire it. But anyhow, I got my color foam bottom. You'll probably remember this from the modern diesel layout that I had. I don't think I'll be using that. There's a little propane tank. The tank is actually made out of the little capsule that you get when you buy KD couplers in bulk. It comes with a capsule full of little tiny springs for the knuckles. Well, I take the springs out obviously and then glue it shut and paint it. It looks like a propane tank. It's not great. This side's obviously a little better looking, but you know, I'm probably not going to use that. I have green oil drums. I have the green fuel stand. I actually have 2 of these, but I think one's going to be enough. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to measure the color foam and cut it. My measuring process is kind of crude. Seeing as how nothing is really perfect on a small railroad that doesn't really take care of their stuff very well. The Milwaukee Road is known for that. That's partially why I decided to model the Milwaukee Road in the first place, is because it had so much character with the rust and dust and grease and grime that's on just about every railroad. But the Milwaukee Road had even more so, because for a long time they were going out of business and dire in need of money. The passenger bit really killed them off in the early 70s, with Amtrak buying everyone out, and Burlington Northern merging or buying everyone out, and then all the mergers that took place. But it was really the fact that the Milwaukee Road had been going downhill for some time. Okay, so this is at 1.5 inches wide, so I'm going to go at 3/4 of an inch and make a cut mark. 3/4 of an inch, make a cut mark, and I'm not going to go all the way through, and I'm not going to use the ruler because I want it kind of off, but I'm going to eyeball it to get it to where I want it. Then I'm going to eyeball it again and cut squares in it. And the reason why I say eyeball it and not measure is because, like I said, you don't want things perfect. Concrete, if you look at it, is not perfect. It cracks, it moves, it shifts constantly. So I got my concrete piece. I know it looks light gray right now. It doesn't look very realistic. That is going to change. Okay, so I have all these neat pieces of, well, it looks like they're cardboard with weathered up corrugated metal, which you could basically make this with aluminum foil. You take a really thick, heavy-duty aluminum foil. You take the pattern that you want. Say you want to recreate this pattern, but you want it to look like thin, shiny metal pieces of corrugated metal. You take the aluminum foil, you put it over the top of it, and then you take your thumb or finger and rub really hard on the aluminum foil, and then very carefully take the aluminum foil off, and you'll have this pattern on the aluminum foil. You can then cut it with scissors and glue it to cardboard and weather it up and make it look just like corrugated metal. So you don't really have to buy the expensive stuff. This stuff, I'm not sure where it's from. It's probably Campbell Scale Models, but I found it in a estate sale. The guy, an older guy, passed away, and his family was selling off his train stuff, and I just happened to be the lucky one to come across it. And you know, I'm showing love for his stuff, you know, carrying on his his will, I guess, because when I'm gone, none of my kids, none of my family are into model railroading. As a matter of fact, I don't really know anyone personally around here that's into model railroading. So I have no idea where my stuff's gonna end up. I would hope that my son would pick it up, or my daughter, or somebody. But okay, back to the building. So what I want to do is I want to make this building look old and crusty and nasty looking, like it's been abused and out in the weather for a long time. I'm going to measure this piece. Okay, that's exactly 2 inches. So if I take my X-Acto knife and make a little cut mark, turn it around at 1 inch and make another cut mark, then I can cut this into 2 1-inch sections, which will give me 2 equal walls. Okay, now I have 2 equal walls. I'm not sure when I'm going to make this yet. Pump house or something. The door is short enough to be used with it, so that's good. So I'm going to go ahead and measure out 2 more sections. I think I'll save the really rusty part for the roof. I'll measure out 2 more sections. Let's see. This is 2 inches wide as well. So I'm going to take this piece off the top here. No, maybe I'll leave it there. It adds character. I like it. Okay. Now I'm going to go 1 inch on this side. And I'm going to cut it right across here. Maybe. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and cut it right across here. Just stay in the groove, and that way I know I'm cutting a straight line. And when I say stay in the groove, there's, you know, the little corrugated grooves that are on the metal itself. Make another cut at 1 inch on this side. And I have a scribed line I can stay on. I'll cut that in half. If you hear a loud sound, that's my swamp cooler I have that I put into the building here. It's I live in the high desert, and it gets really hot here. Yesterday it was 103. Today, I don't know, it's like 59 degrees here in the shop, so I don't know how hot it is outside, but it's probably something you're just gonna have to deal with for a while, because yeah, it gets pretty hot here. Okay, so I have 2 more walls that should be exactly the same. If they're not, it's okay if they're off slightly. I see a lot of modelers who are so, you know, kind of anal about making every single wall be exactly the same and an exact duplicate. If you've ever seen a dilapidated shop or little pump house or building, they're never straight, especially if they've been sitting for many years. We're gonna say that this one was probably built in the 50s and is still being used and managed by the Milwaukee Road in the early 70s. So you know, like I said, they didn't take very good care of their stuff, so this shop is going to be quite different from the ones you're probably used to seeing. Okay, now I'm going to take my least favorite looking wall, which is probably this one because of that mark right there, and that is where I'm going to put the door. So I'm going to put the door over the piece that I don't like. I'm going to scribe it out very carefully, not to make this side too weak and pop off, and then cut it out, and you'll see that when you come back.